Chainsaw Man.
Wow, we're starting right off this week, aren't we?
Mm-hmm. But
okay.
I didn't push start until after your so that wasn't actually in there.
No
I'm
blep
so
for the
sorry.
audience. No.
Is that a blep? Would that be considered a blep? Your little fucking human hairball.
So
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
No, you're not allowed to be tired.
I
have stayed up to record this with you.
I had to pry myself off of the couch because I mean, like, I don't know what is a man supposed to do when he hits his 30? I'm 29, but like when you're in your
here's your options when you turn 30, right?
Kill yourself immediately.
Well, that's an option. Not a good one, but an option.
And you can't take that option away from me. Continue that. What are my other options?
Your other option is to get a crippling addiction to cocaine.
No, I'm all right. What else? Energy drinks, right? That's what you do.
Yes, that was my substitute for cocaine. Or you find the dude that looks like he sits in the back of your local college, right? And he sells Adderall. And that is a great upper for you to get. I'm teaching our audience how to score drugs.
I need something nice, safe, and legal. You know.
Adderall is legal. It's approved by the FDA.
That's true. Oh my god, I'm so tired. No, I mean, I think I'd probably be less tired if I didn't. My dumb ass likes to stay up until
unhuman amount of hours,
midnight 30 or so, and even though I have to get up at like.
You and I have swapped fucking schedules, and I hate it.
Yeah. It's just I'm so bad. I need to have like a consistent sleep schedule, and I refuse because it's the classic like you want to reclaim a little bit of free time, so you stay up and then you're just tired, and then
No, my ass has been up consistently at like 7 a.m. since I've been off, and I fucking hate myself right now.
I mean, as long as you're getting a good amount of sleep, it's fair. It doesn't matter really when you're sleeping.
No, but I'm a night owl normally, not a fucking normie.
What you've come to realize is that the only reason you were a night owl is because it was the one time you felt free from obligation. But now that you have no obligation, you're not a night owl. It was all manufactured.
It was all manufactured. I was a night owl because I worked third shift, and now that I'm off work temporarily, It's nice.
Yeah.
I get to be human for a while.
That's the unfortunate reality. Like, it's fucked up that like you get your foot run over by a high-low, which I don't know if I ever talked about that on video. I did get my foot run over by a high-low at work, and but the steel toe saved me, baby. It was very swollen and very bruised, but nothing broke. But so I got like 2 weeks off of work from it, and anyway, you get your foot run over by a high-low, you're like, sweet, 2 weeks off. And no amount of time off can solve the mental anguish of work, the mental exhaustion. The physical exhaustion passes, but the mental exhaustion is forever.
No, you're right. Like I've enjoyed this is my second week off of work, and I'm about to in like 3 days head out for a while, tentatively.
Find a new
temporary
partner.
No, like I have business related stuff to deal with.
No, I mean, but on the way you should. That's the point of being poly. You can fuck whoever you want, baby.
I mean, it would be less me being poly and me being a whore at this point because I'm not
wrong with that.
But I'm just clarifying, I'm not in any relationship right now, so it would just be me being a whore.
That's all I want for you. I've been saying it from the beginning. No relationship, just whore for you.
Occasionally I like to, lie down next to somebody.
But then you remember that you're a deeply unlikable human being. Sorry.
You're not wrong, and I hate that.
This is why, Vex, I keep you at a distance, because you're likable from a distance.
Eat my dick.
No. There's a lot of great qualities about you. It's just no more than 24 hours at a time.
That's fair. That's entirely fair.
I'm going to describe you how, and this is because we've both gotten it before. I had a friend once, I remember when I was in high school, and I had a friend describe me as cake. He was like, you're like cake. I like eating it every once in a while, but if I had it every day, I'd get sick.
I am useful as a whole and as a marital aid, and then nothing else.
Sweet. You're just too sweet. No. You know how it is. I think with you specifically, we've discussed this before. I think with you need your space. Like you want, and like if someone's in your space for too long, you get cranky.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. And I've gotten better with age.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to think anyway.
I think you have.
It's just the way my brain works. I very much need like a space of my own, right? So if I was to get like a roommate in this economy, right, and you need more like 3. I would need to get like a 3 or 4 bedroom place and then just dedicate one room to myself.
There was a TikTok I saw where it was like monogamy in this economy. Girl, the only way you're gonna afford a cheap apartment is with a 3-person polycule at least.
It's true though. Like, here's the fucked up thing, right? I at my old job was making enough to qualify for my apartment, right? And then our lovely, lovely people that run that apartment that I'm not going to name decided now every individual in that apartment needs to make 3 times the rent.
Good luck finding people, man. What the fuck? That's ridiculous. That's crazy.
So like for downtown GR, this apartment.
Wait, is this the one you're trying to get, or the one you?
Yeah.
What's
this is the one I was trying to get into, right?
Wait, are you fucked then?
Well, currently not having a day job that's not commission based. Yes.
Wait, so you're not getting the apartment?
Not currently. So I got to reapply once I get hired back in.
Dude, it's just literally like no one, like it's just impossible to live.
It's impossible to live right now. So they're like, yeah, now we're charging like 3 times the rent, and since you wouldn't be moving in until then, and you're currently not employed, you have to reapply, even though I put my deposit. They refunded me my deposit, which was nice. So
wow.
I had enough money to exist on until I get back into work. So, bonus there. But that's shitty as fuck. So I basically need to
How did they even find out that you were unemployed?
I contacted my previous employer because my pay stub stopped at a certain date from where I put down the security deposit. So I need to make $2,700 a month to qualify for that apartment, by the way.
Is this like a fucking richy upper middle class shit?
No, it's not. It's a fucking studio apartment. It's all freshly renovated, granted, but
people that live in the city are usually people that have money because
Oh no, I'm not disparaging it. I understand the hustle that they're doing.
No, I am disparaging it. As far as I'm concerned, they shouldn't they shouldn't be able to look into your shit as long as you're paying. It shouldn't fucking matter. You know what I mean?
I fully stand by that, but I also understand exactly the type of clientele they're trying to attract there, and their whole business
snobby
model.
Fucking wine moms,
young professionals, professionals.
Whatever, man.
But like it's basically got like the Japanese internet cafe for your Zoom calls and all that shit built right into the lobby.
Right, they want like young 20-somethings who have like a well-paying office job and blah blah blah, and they work in the city, that type of shit.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm sure you can find a cheap version somewhere. Or
that's just literally just playing around now. So they put my fucking target for moving off, and that's annoying to me because I very much would like to get out of this fucking apartment.
You know who else has a terrible apartment life? Denji. There, salvaged it.
8 dogs, 1 little daughter.
Don't forget the cat, which
and Meowie's still there chilling somewhere, unless it got ate by the dogs.
And an endless remnant of Power stank that will never ever. And I know Power wasn't in that apartment, but like the cat. I'm sorry, she probably snuggled with that. And I don't believe. You think
I don't picture Denji bathing a cat, having a hat.
We saw in this chapter he bathes with the dog, which checks out as to why he smells like wet. I don't know if you remember. They were like, "You smell like wet dog." He's like, "What do you mean? Is that bad?"
Yeah, I mean it tracks now.
So gross, bro.
It is.
This panel where he's in the bath, it reminded me of. Do you remember the original panel when he's living with Aki and he's like slapping the bath, like union job, blah blah blah. It's like. The bath he had there, it was like way bigger and like not like this one's got like a bunch of gross stains on the wall and shit. So like he's definitely downgraded apartment wise because he's not living with Aki anymore.
Well, I mean, it made sense. Like Aki was higher up in the fucking rankings. Aki had like money sense.
Presumably he doesn't even. Yeah, I mean, Denji's not getting that sweet government money anymore.
Yeah, so now he's basically an exile of an exile of an exile.
And I think that's what he's realizing in this chapter. It's like, man, dude, I fucking like oh shit. Oh, okay. For a second I thought I'm so fucking paranoid about my mic now. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Just buy the cord I sent you the
No! Never!
I will buy you the fucking cord.
Hell yeah. See that that was my secret. That was my plan.
I know it was, you fucking whore.
What was I gonna say? No, I mean, obviously he's realizing this, and like, I agree, man. It's like, who the fuck wants a normal life? If like if I'm Denji at this point, I'm like, damn, dude, like, why do this whole fucking new normal life? Just put his ass on the payroll. Like, literally, like, you want me to work for... Because clearly he enjoys being Chainsaw Man. I guess the only problem is he's just wouldn't be very great at following orders.
Well, he's like an unleashed dog, essentially, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to contain his power. He's never really been... Despite Kishibe's training arc there, he hasn't...
It wasn't much of training, to be honest with you.
No, it was
there
him
was no,
and
like,
power.
here's how to control it, or here's how to... It was... I mean, trying to remember what exactly... The training was just like, land a hit on me. And yeah.
Land a hit on me and learn how to harness your powers without causing too much damage to this tiny little area. But that wasn't like full-scale war. It wasn't like an actual battle with the devil. It was just like hand-to-hand combat training, basically.
Yeah.
Or close quarters combat, essentially. Your Metal Gear Solid.
And there was a
shit.
little bit of like, hey, strategize a little. Don't just like swing wildly. Right. That was smart when they went smart mode. The glasses.
Yeah.
Glasses.
The fucking like Cartman glasses arc there, but like it
Power
really
was looking good in those glasses, bro. Honestly, she immediately smash. Even though, I mean, as long as I catch her on one of her like every 10 days bathing, if I catch her on the.
And also the fact that like, oh god, she deep cleans that stinky zombie pussy.
I do wonder because I feel like her bathing too would be like. I ran through a sprinkler today, so I'm clean.
I put on some dry shampoo and took a depression bath.
I put some baby powder like in the pussy because it was getting a little greasy, slimy.
Oh, I don't know if that's a cigarette or my fucking actual reaction there.
It's getting a little smeggy down there.
Ugh. You actually disgusted me with that, and I just got done watching 13 episodes of Power Rangers Lost Galaxy.
Nothing to do with a smeggy pussy. You just wanted to plug your fucking Power Rangers shit.
Watch our shit.
No
but
one
like
cares.
there's actually something interesting that I saw in this chapter. I wonder if you actually caught it.
Wait, before you, I want to guess. I want to guess what you might be meaning. Hold on, let me look through. Okay. So one of the things I caught was that the restaurant that they're in at the end is the same restaurant that Kobani worked at in the end of part one. Like remember the whole like bun, cheese, lettuce, family.
God, that
we did a skit
shit.
about that. You weren't in that skit, I don't believe. Maybe you were. I know Thurman was, and Justin was, and Paige was, like the people I used to live with at the time. Which just puts into perspective how fucking long ago that chapter came out. I mean, it would have been like COVID time.
Yeah, it was like a year and a half ago that chapter came out.
Oh, further. I mean, I'm thinking like 2020. Genuinely, which would have been. Yeah, I'm honestly, dude. I'm thinking like approaching like 3 years, like 2.5 to 3.
I refuse to believe that.
You're gonna shit yourself. I'll find out right now. Hold on a sec. Oh, it doesn't have the dates on when the chapters came out. That's stupid.
No, if it has a volume now, it doesn't in the app.
Chainsaw Man. I'm gonna guess that was like volume or chapter like 80 or something.
I will fucking rip my heart out here.
Yeah, that's about what I expected. Yeah. So 80 wasn't the exact chapter, but it's around that. So 80's actually. I think 80's the chapter where she kills Power. Bang.
Yeah.
And that was August 10th, 2020.
Fucking kill me.
Yeah, because I mean, like, dude, the fucking
the hiatus was like
the break was over a year. It was like a year or more. Right? It took for fucking ever to get part 2 of Chainsaw Man.
I want to die, Red.
Yeah, I know. Well, because I mean, like, I was living anyway. Point being, yeah, we did a little skit, so it's nice to see that burger restaurant back. But what's the thing that you noticed?
We have another one of the hybrids that came back.
Yeah. Because you're finally starting to catch on. Like, anytime a new character shows up now, I'm like, all right, let me go back and look. And yeah, dude, it's we have a gender androgynous queen here.
That's Whip, isn't it?
I believe so. I actually haven't looked back myself at that. That looks like it though. I did see a bunch of people like posting like new gender unlocked when it came to them because they are very androgynous.
Yeah, part 1 had Angel. Part 2 is gonna have this thing.
Slurp. We slurp. Oh wow, I actually went to the exact. Yeah, dude, they're so fucking Have you gone back to look or no?
I haven't. No.
Oh, here, let me send you. Go to Facebook.
Okay.
Because look at bro, like because in this chapter they look kind of feminine, but in the chapter they appeared in back in the day, they were like really androgynous. Like I actually can't.
Right? Tell. Yeah.
Like Yumi Chica vibes from Bleach. Like,
was.
They actually kind of look masculine here.
And then this time they look more femme. So it's like we have a non-binary.
Potentially, we'll see.
Or gender fluid character here.
At the very least, appearance-wise, obviously, we don't know what they identify as, if that's gonna be like a thing yet. But well, you know what? Actually, I think they have to be a man because they're all talking about dating Makima, and then Rize is there, and she's like, "Well, I think she'd be bored if she dated a man, right?" So I think it is probably a man.
Yeah,
but a very femmy man, which we appreciate and respect.
Femboy supremacy.
Absolutely. Let me double check on what hybrid they are. I'm pretty sure you're right about them being whip. I will double check here.
God damn it.
Okay. Yeah. So they activate by snapping their fingers like a whip, and then they become the whip. Looks so. All right. Here's your reminder of what their devil hybrid form looks like. They're the upper right corner there.
Boop, boop, boop. Okay, come on, phone, cooperate. Boom.
Very cool looking.
Jesus Christ, I love it.
Honestly, though, it looks like they have titties.
Yeah, no, it does. It does 100% look like they got some small boobies.
Maybe Rize then didn't mean that as I'm the only woman. Maybe she was just being like, no, don't choose one of these men. Choose one of us women. So maybe it is. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I'm very curious though. Like,
knowing Fuji, I could see Fujimoto unironically introducing a character that's like a Futanari or something. I don't know what the scientific term for that would be.
Me?
Well, you don't have a no. I mean like literally has a pussy and a dick. You know what I mean? I could see. I know. I could just see Fujimoto's that much of a weirdo. I could see him being like I could see that being a plot point. Like I got both. Why?
I got both. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's always a potential option, too.
Probably not. I'm mostly memeing. But, I mean, again, if any author is going to surprise me like that, it'll be Fujimoto.
Okay, so Whip Hybrid. I'm just, before I...
what I was going to say, or do you have something to say here?
She is the pronouns that are being used in the,
Let's go.
The wiki here.
Okay, good. Because may I say something then? Because again, something I love about Fujimoto is his willingness to write stupid women. You know, because like it's such a trend. Like it's been a trend for a while. Like in almost this like overcorrection to like write female characters with the agency. A lot of like low effort writers will do the dynamic where like the man is stupid and then the female is like smart, right?
Exactly.
And Fujimoto is like so effortlessly. He just like isn't sexist because he'll just write people as people. You know, he's got smart women, but he's got manipulative women, but he's also got I've never seen so many stupid women. and again, that'd be problematic if all of his women were stupid, but he's just like, he's willing to make women just like dumb as bricks, just like power.
Yeah. I mean, he also has the tendency to write useless women well.
Yeah, useless, but not in the sense that they're
fucking
like
Sakura
they're not
from
useless.
Naruto.
They're not useless because they're women. They're useless just because that's who they are, right? It reminded me of just as a quick aside. Vex and I saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and I was really happy with the fact that they had like a gross slow-mo vomit scene with the main female character because again, it's like 20 years ago. They would have never done that with the female character because the female character is supposed to be eye candy, this like sexual object of desire. They would never have a fucking scene where the female is like puking and getting all gross. But now it's so good to like humanize. You know, I love it.
It really is. Like,
and that's something that Fujimoto does well too. You know, how many women have vomited in his stories? But anyway, but yeah, no. The point I'm bringing up to it when it comes to her being stupid is like, what do these three things have in common? It's like they're all hard to spell, and they are not remotely hard words to spell.
I love it. I love how dumb and unaware these characters can be.
Well, I'm very excited to see what they're planning because like. So, okay, let's kind of go over this because it's the one part of this chapter. Well, there's two parts of this chapter with dialogue, but I kind of want to go over like what they're planning here, right? So it's like, okay, the followers aren't hunting any devils, so we're going to show up as in our hybrid forms, you know, pretending to be devils, I imagine, and start just killing motherfuckers. and to try to draw out Chainsaw Man. So they have some reason to want Chainsaw Man out. Like we mentioned in the last video, maybe they literally want the starter. Like maybe they're trying to do what Makima did and like take the actual like his heart to like use that for some reason. Maybe they're trying to like hypnotize him, brainwash him, get him on their side. There's a lot of options here. Obviously Asa was brought up in the sense that like if you don't come out, maybe we'll kill her. And I'm sure Asa will be one of the people that will show up, even though it's the day of worship. I get the vibe that Asa isn't like the type to be a Kool-Aid drinker with the religion. She's just here to fight devils, right?
Right.
So I don't think she'll like. I think what's probably gonna happen is these guys are gonna go out, start killing like a bunch of motherfuckers. No one's gonna show up except, and maybe a couple public devil hunters. They'll get fucking killed, and then Asa.
Oh, they're just goddamn cannon fodder anyway.
Yeah, and then Asa will show up, and then it'll be a moment where like, all right, we're going to fucking kill her. And then
Denji will have to choose.
The moment is coming where Yoshida's looking, and he's got Nayuta, and they're looking, and they got Asa, and it's like, what the fuck?
And I figure like Yoshida / Kishibe here in this like situation will be like, well, they literally had him at gunpoint basically, and there's no getting around it, because I don't think that they mean full harm to him. They just want him to not be Chainsaw Man. But there's a time and a place for action. Even Yoshida and Kishibe have mentioned that there is a time to act here. Like we saw Yoshida just get fucking shit stopped, kicked out of the building by Quan, and then get back up and fucking run back in there. So there's a time and a place to act. I think he would respect that. To a degree, but also at the same time, like there's going to be that moment of like, dumbass, we could handle this as well. But I'm very curious.
Sorry, my mic came unplugged, but it was good timing because you were going on your thing.
I'm very curious, like exactly where we're going to end up in this, though. Like, what side is Denji going to choose?
May I say something?
Yeah.
I don't get like I wonder how reasonable Yoshida is, right? Like I wonder, would he really be like, yeah, it makes, because it seemed pretty clear, like, do not turn into him again, right? I feel like he's gonna be pretty hardline on that. I feel like from his perspective, it's like, well, that's why we have this bodyguard for you, and something I'm excited for. Tomorrow in their perspective, 2 weeks from now for us, I really want to see Sexual Assault Chan go in, all right, because her job is to be there so he doesn't have to turn into Chainsaw Man.
Right.
So I want to see. I'm hopeful that she's a badass. I want to see it because
watch her get one shot because it's Fujimoto.
No. Hopefully not. It's possible for sure, but you can almost power scale public devil hunters by how crazy they are. Right. The crazier, the better. Because again, that's just generally how it works when it comes to the public devil hunters, right? So I'm hopeful that she is like one of their best. You know what I mean? I want her to absolutely fucking wreck shit. Because again, I feel like you're right. Yoshida wouldn't want him to like lose his loved ones, but I do think he's pretty hardline on like him, and whoever he works for is pretty hardline on like you cannot turn into Chainsaw Man. They might have like some end goal of like getting him on their side, or like I really don't know. Because you'd think they'd want to like, again, I guess it has to be like Kishibe literally was like, no, I don't want you to use him as like your little military puppet. Let him live a life. But either way, I feel like the point of Sexual Assault Chan being there is for her to fight the battles, right? Like, no, don't you dare, Denji. Fucking Sexual Assault Chan will go save your fucking girlfriend.
I want somebody to like fan edit like that's her name in a chapter when they're using her name.
The epic like intro bubble, Sexual Assault Chan.
No, like, please, somebody create that. I'm using like all of my like 300 views clout on this shit.
Your 300 views clout? Thank you.
I'm the one requesting it here though.
What was I gonna say? Do you remember our little skit where you were Hentai Devil and I did like the big words like poof, as it came up, Hentai Devil?
Yeah.
It's just that, but with Sexual Assault Chan. We should do a skit where you're Sexual Assault Chan and you're sexually assaulting me.
No.
Ooh, what if you sexually assaulted me under the tree?
No.
Damn, it almost worked.
I draw the line there, Red. I don't have many lines left in content, but I draw the line there. I'm actually actively thinking about bringing back my OnlyFans.
I've definitely sexually assaulted you for content, though. if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Don't you
Me
think?
too, bitch.
Don't you think? I mean, don't you remember the first skit we do? You're on like a leash. You're being my doggy, and then I like smack your ass as you're going out of the. I mean, it was all consensual, but I mean, it happened. We started it off real well. Good.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely haven't used my degradation kink to my full advantage in content, Red.
He's like, yes. Amazing.
Over here like, yeah, please use me for content. Ooh, whoop. Don't violate me. My poor supple butt cheeks can only take so much.
Go ahead and talk about the chapter for a second. I got to respond to Allie real quick.
Okay. So, like, we have one other little tiny Easter egg that I found that was really cute in a way. And Fujimoto's, like, self-inserted himself into the little cafe there that they're passing.
Oh yeah, his like he names a lot of the stuff after himself, the apartments and the sometimes movie theaters, I think, and yeah.
It's so interesting that he puts himself on that level, but he hasn't reached the cringy level of like Powerpuff Animators where they're making a self-insert love interest OC.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little name drop. You don't want to just have a fucking self-insert OC, unless it's fun, like Rohan from JoJo.
Rohan's so based as a fucking OC. Like, on the level of cringe, like, Araki's unbeaten there. But, like, I could picture Fujimoto creating, like, if we get Quan Chi back, like, just a gender bent version of himself from that one video that exists on the internet.
Yeah, sorry. Just trying to. Allie basically is like at the grocery store and just asking if I need anything. I didn't want to like leave her hanging. I apologize.
Yeah. No, you're good, man. Like I'm torn here because we got 2 weeks, right? And that means like no video next week, which is sad for the audience. Great for me because like I'll be in like 3 states in that time.
Good for sleep. I do have more stuff to say about the chapter if you want me to. Is it good?
But like the thing I'm torn about here, Red, and I don't know if you can sympathize here, in the fact that we still are in this Chainsaw Man devil thing, and there's always like tenets to religion, right? So I'm hoping we get addressed that at let's just call it what it is. It's a fucking purge. I hope we get them like stating their commandments or something to Chainsaw Man as they're just going around mindlessly killing people. I feel like that'd be fucking based here.
Who's saying that? The followers or the hybrids?
The followers, as they're just like murdering swaths of citizens in downtown.
That's
like commandment 1. Thou shalt not fucking steal or something.
I mean, maybe it'll get to that, but as of now, all they do is fight devils.
Yeah.
Because like it's actually really interesting, right? Because do you notice that like I do want to talk more about the chapter here. There's a scene here where he's like, you know, they see a devil and you can tell like he's about to like he lifts his hand up and like he wants to turn and he's like, you know, it's excitement like, oh shit, yeah. Even Nayuta's like, all right, it's go time. My big brother daddy figure is about to fucking Chainsaw Man up, and you like happiness returns to his eyes. The monotony ends and it's like the only time where he doesn't have that open mouth dumb expression, and then immediately like members of the church, because they're all students, you can see, just come up and start shanking the shit out of it, and like. They remember that one of their stated goals was like, we can't trust the public, the private, the cops. We can't trust any of them to keep us safe. We have to take it into our own hands. Hold on, my Alexa, stop. We have to take it into our own hands, and like in that regard of this like movement has actually been really positive, I think, because it looks like rather than by like taking it into their own hands, rather than like needing to rely on like the government, they're actually like protecting each other, forming communities. Like that part of it's good,
yeah,
because it looks like devils show up and like immediately bam bam bam. But of course it's interesting though that they have this like religion day or like this day of worship, Sunday probably, or you know what I mean, where they can't do that, where it's just like, sorry, we could save you, we physically could, but we can't.
Yeah, we got to go down and jack off the statue of Chainsaw Man. But
That's
like,
where we have our Chainsaw Man orgies in the Chainsaw Man orgy pit.
I feel like
Praise be to Chainsaw Man.
I feel like given the context of this church, right, that's might be something they actually do.
Well, they have like mass sex rooms, like literally. I mean, they probably and they're probably doing a lot of it at once, so they probably have like a bunch of sex rooms that have to be cleaned every day. And it's like, all right,
I feel bad for the facilities there.
Fuck, marry, next. Fuck, marry, next. I wonder if they have like Chainsaw Man birthing pods, or if they're just
no, Red, you're misinterpreting it. They have to get married first and then sex because
you read incorrectly, my friend. Did you actually?
I'm trying to make this less cringe, okay?
No, it's okay. If you misinterpreted it, that's fine. It makes it funnier. I got to show you. Look, I'll read it to you right now. He says,
it hurts so much when it's that way, though.
Literally, dude, page 5, 140, he says, in the next room, you'll have sex with a girl, and then you'll marry her in the chapter.
I know, it's so cringe, though.
Why is that cringe? What's wrong with a little bit of premarital sex?
It feels, I guess it's still a little bit of religion instilled in me. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm a fucking whore.
Oh, yeah? Are you sex until after marriage? Yeah, okay.
I'm the farthest thing from it. But I feel like it's a bit and I'm somebody that's fucked in a church. Why am I even speaking?
Well, because this religion is made by students and young people, so they've made some changes. And what do students and young people like the most? Underage premarital sex.
There's something so taboo about it. That's just
what are you talking about? You're Vex. Who are you? What are you trying to? Don't I want you to have real opinions that are yours. Sometimes I feel like you just like have the opposite opinion to like artificially manufacture a video. You don't need to do that. You understand, right? You can just say,
I'm not doing that.
Then you need to help me understand what the fuck you're talking about.
It just feels weird, and I'm saying this as somebody who's done this.
I mean, it's weird. It's very weird, but not for the premarital sex part is like the least weird part of it. The weird part is that it's the
weird part is definitely the fact that they're fucking like kids doing this.
The weird part is many parts, right? Because like kids having sex is not a problem if they're doing it consensually and like of their own free will. You know what I mean? If two high school students fuck and it's like their choice, there's nothing wrong with that. We're not.
Well, there's like 7 different layers of this.
I'll tell you what's weird about it if you let me talk. What's weird about it is like the forced like kind of peer pressury nature of it. They walk you into a room and they're like, okay, off you go.
Here's your arranged wife.
Yeah, that's the problem. And
here's your arranged wife that the priest is forcing you to have sex with and then getting married to, all while in this place of worship. And it's like
the second
so fucked.
The second weird part that makes it even worse is that like, you know, usually when you're teaching like sex stuff, like sex ed stuff to like young children, you emphasize the like birth control element, you know, wear a condom, you don't want to have a fucking kid. They're actively like, nah, dude, raw dog that bitch. Like we want you to be pregnant within the hour.
Brad, you seem to forget I grew up in a conservative town, okay? So my sex ed was don't fucking do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. You give a blowjob, you're going to hell. You eat pussy, you're going to hell. Mm-hmm. All of that. Like the devil is going to come and rape you.
That's why God made pussy.
Those were the literal words that the priest said to us. If you have sex, the devil is going to come and rape you.
I can't even comprehend why like what context he would even attempt to say that.
I do not know, but those were the actual words from the priest. Like,
yeah, I mean, I could believe it. I've seen people say weirder stuff. I saw. What was it? I feel like I saw like a video of like a pastor like destroying a Barbie playhouse recently or something.
Yeah, it was not all like none of this performative religion shit is doing anything other than making the corporations are trying to boycott more money, which is the funny part about all of it. But it's so cringe to watch a priest beat the fucking Barbie dream house up with a ball bat wrapped in Bibles. Like.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's see if there's any. I'm sure there's more to talk about in this chapter here because he's doing what like his specialty here, which I really like, where he does like these chapters with no dialogue, and it's like really, it's artsy. It feels artsy.
It's so beautiful how he tells the story. Like I feel like there's Fujimoto, and then there's I forget the artist's fucking name, and I hate this. From Sakamoto days,
I don't know But yeah, he does his action scenes kind of wordless a lot, right?
Yeah, like their art style is so fucking Yuto Suzuki. Um, like those two authors are like on the next level, and then Don as well. But like Don on that One Punch Man shit where like it's like full scenescapes of just battles. Just I don't know how that shit is fucking weekly.
I'm sure he's got a whole ass team, each one of them doing a different layer of the art. Can we keep talking about the chapter?
Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that the Chainsaw Man curry buns are half off. It makes me think that he's trying to say like Chainsaw Man's popularity is falling off. You know what I mean? Because Asa's the new thing, and like you know, the church has kind of become more important than Chainsaw Man himself, because like the church is doing the work, not Chainsaw Man hasn't showed up in like months, you know. So I like that. I like that the you know, the curry buns being half off kind of show that like he's falling off, and I think Denji realizes that, and he's like buying all of them. Let's see.
It's interesting, right? Because it just shows the commodification of stuff like this, right? Because you see the curry buns getting like half off. That makes,
and he walks past all the church posters where Asa's in front of him in the poster, you know.
It makes you wonder if they're like getting ready to drop like Asa merch and, you know, Church of Chainsaw Man merch to replace the Chainsaw Man merch itself, right? Because that's how the world works.
People on Twitter pointed out that Nayuta's plant is even more dead than it was before. What else? The panel of them brushing their teeth is really fucking cute. You know, Nayuta almost brushes her teeth in like this aggressive, like, I'm gonna get that fucking plaque. You know, like it's very, very cute.
It is so adorable, and it's so childlike too.
Oh yeah, he's very good at like drawing her like a child. And then I really, obviously this moment too, it just kind of reaffirms how, you know, committed to Denji she is. You know, like it's really nice that like there's no ulterior motive here. I mean, like she genuinely just loves him, and it's not like a, you know, it's not like a romantic love or anything. It's literally just like a familial.
It's a childlike. It's
a child's love for her big brother or her parent. You know, it's beautiful, and like I mean, I love little moments like this. It's
yeah. And there will be a moment where she would rebel, and that would become when she's in her teenagers, and she'll be like, "I hate you, Dad. I hate you, Denji." You know, and then Denji's heart will be torn out, you know, because this has been the one bit of fucking stability that Denji has had.
Oh yeah, this moment too where because like I've been feeling this recently, and like obviously to much different stakes, but like with me, I had a moment, you know, whereas I think I've mentioned this before on the channel, but like in 2020, for most people, they had like a depression spike because of COVID. But for me, 2020 was actually a really good year for me because I lost like 75 pounds. I got a girlfriend. I was going places in life. I was getting a new job. I felt like my life was moving. I felt like I was improving. And then I feel like I've hit like a stagnation point where I'm getting older now. I'm living in a shitty apartment. Like at least I'm living with my girlfriend and I love that. But like everything else, like I'm not going out anymore. I've gained all that weight back. So like I feel like I've kind of hit that moment where like I stop evolving and now the rest of my life is just job, retire, die. Right. And like, so like I really like this line from Denji where he's just like, you know, after I graduate and get a job, the two like artificial goals society puts on you is like, am I going to be happier after that? And that hit me. That really, really did. I was man, that shit. Because like you can see he's in that cycle of like every day we get up, I go to school, I get groceries, I come back, I eat shitty processed food, I sleep I bathe, I sleep. And this is just life over and over again. And he needs to find a hobby, because for me, and I'm sure for you too, the only escape of that monotonous hellscape is hobbies and friends, right?
Yeah.
And he doesn't really have any. I mean, he just has Nayuta. He almost kind of a little bit had Asa, but then that went south. Yoshida
and all of his other friends are dead.
Is fake. Sexual assault Chan is not someone you want to get close to.
Well, I mean, that depends on like what kind of close he wants to get.
I'm sure Nayuta would rip her fucking uterus out before.
hey, Nayuta, can I just take that? I mean, what?
Hey, you weren't using this, were you, bitch?
But like, no, you're right. Like, it's something that gets you out of that monotony. And I was in that same place in like high school. It's like, I felt it. Like, in like high school for me was like dark for different reasons, and that's where like I started falling down like the addiction path and shit. And so, like, I was spiraling in a totally different way than Denji is here, while also feeling like every single bit of this, right? Because, you know, compounding on with the like day-to-day monotony of high school, also having, family life falling apart and still, that's whatever. But like falling down that darker path of like addiction on top of it made my brain go in like very dark directions when I was young, at his age too. So like that hit a lot. And I joke now that I feel like the meme of Snoop Dogg doing side quests with everything I've been able to do this year, but like I've spent by the end of the year 180 plus days on the road, and there is nothing fucking more depressing than going from airport terminal to airport terminal and sleeping in a shitty hotel. Even if you're enjoying what you're doing on the days you're there, there's nothing more depressing than going from like white room to white room to white room to white room, and then spending like what little bit of time you have on that lovely little bed at home, right? Because you get like a few days every week to do that. So and then going to work your day job during that same period. So like Dingy's words just kicked me in the dick.
To me, like, I've noticed that I'm the happiest in life when I'm like actively working on a goal and slowly succeeding, right? Be it like learning a new skill, losing weight, gaining muscle, improving in some way. Like when I was first working on the relationship with Allie, I mean, like it, like you feel when you actively feel like you're improving, right? Right now, I feel like I'm stagnating. I'm just
right. Like it's a hard place to feel, isn't it?
To like,
I can't hear a word you're saying, man. Your mic just fucked up again. There you go.
Dude. Okay, all right. I'll buy that fucking cord. Just fucking like I'm not even moving it anymore, and it's doing it. It's fucking ridiculous. Okay. Where did you send it to me again?
It's in the Skype chat.
God damn! I literally thought that I was sitting here like, why is this motherfucker interrupting me so bad? And then I looked down.
I'm not doing it on purpose.
I know.
Fill the blank space.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard me say?
You were talking about like when you're working actively towards a goal.
Okay, yeah. So, basically, I was just like, I'm the happiest when I'm like working actively towards a goal. Like when I was starting about the relationship, or even like, oh, I have a project I'm working on making an AMV. So like with you and like you're traveling around, I would hope that like that makes you happy, because even though it's a lot of traveling and a lot of sleeping and a lot of like airports, at least you're like you're doing something. And like to me it's like that thing of like gotta keep moving so the depressing thoughts don't catch up with me, right? Like if I feel like if I was moving around doing that much stuff but it was like fun stuff, that would make me for the most part.
I enjoy almost everything that I'm doing. Like the depressing part is sitting in an airplane and sitting in a hotel, right? Like that part sucks ass. But now like I got the Steam Deck and everything to like, and the Road Kit to record on the road, that helps a lot. But like for me, like the last 2 years I spent relearning guitar, and I spent doing things I never thought I'd be able to do in life, right? Because I had kind of given up on my dream of working in music. And I joke like I had no aspirations because I never thought that I'd make it past 21. Like legitimately I shouldn't legally, like ethically live past 21 with everything that I did and all the stupid choices I made, and being legally declared dead actually, and then being brought back via defibrillator. Like that was my point where I'm like, I gotta get my shit together. But now that I'm able to actually kind of live my dreams, it's kind of like turning our generation basically has to turn everything we enjoy into hobbies, or all of our hobbies into like revenue, basically, right?
I would actually suggest against that. I mean, like if it happens to happen, sure, but I think if you do that too much, you can actually ruin the enjoyment of the hobby.
So can I pull the curtain back on content creation versus like music here for a moment?
I mean, like as long as it's not too long, man. I mean, we're already
no.
Getting so
No, like I want to say like on content creation in the last 2 years, I've made from this channel and then splitting it.
You're not talking about this channel because there's no revenue on this channel.
No, not this channel, but I'm talking about like the main Control Chaos channel and the Twitch, right?
We didn't even turn on ads until after I left that channel.
Right.
And then the main moneymaker from that channel is my Hisoka video, which has only made like $100 over like the years.
So like I just want to I'm pulling back like the entire veil here. Altogether, content wise, the Control Chaos brand, since we turned on ads, has made $195.
Well, and I'll pull back the veil a little more. We didn't have it on because I was focused on, I really wanted to grow, and back then my thought process was, okay, what we're doing is not worth ads because it's just an audio podcast, and I felt bad about that. So back in the day, we actually did decent views. I mean, like during our peak, we would get 1,000 to 2,000 views every Chainsaw Man video. If we had ads on back then, we probably would have. We probably could have been up to 1,000 by now.
Yeah,
but
and it's just lessons learned, right?
Well, I don't know if I would have wanted to. Like again, I genuinely don't think it's healthy to need to turn things that you want to do into revenue streams.
Yeah.
Like it's nice if it happens, but like, did you see the thing I retweeted yesterday, or not yesterday? I retweeted it today. It was like this woman, and she's drawing, and I'm like, oh, and she's like, oh, I hope this drawing gets good numbers. And then she looks to her younger self, who's just like drawing with a crayon on a piece of paper, and she's like, what do you mean numbers? And she's just enjoying.
It's a curse, right? Because younger me would never would have thought of YouTube being a thing, because I grew up, kind of pre-internet, and then the advent of the internet into what we have now, right? Like I still remember OG YouTube. I found my fucking
and when people just made shit because they wanted to.
Right, I found my like flip camera. I'm sure you probably don't remember that, right? It was like camera that was like 360-degree view. I was like 48 megapixels total, and like not even that, but it was like top of the line back then. But anyway, I found it, and it had like when I had actually thought about doing YouTube way before I even met you guys, and I talked a bit about it. But I had like a video that I, recorded on.
Just keep talking.
Yeah, I had a video that I recorded on there of me playing like Black Ops or some shit. It was so cringe, but like it was still like formatted to like OG YouTube standards and all this. I should probably just fucking release it if it's still viewable at any capacity. Like it's like I think 360p. So I don't think anybody want to fucking watch it. But this cursed ass fucking Black Ops 1. I'm recording my fucking TV. But anyway, like the point I was making is like on music, I've made $1,500, and I've released 4 songs. So I've made more doing music at very.
Hey Vex.
Mm-hmm.
I just, can you solo podcast for like a minute while I talk to Allie?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
All right, cool. Also, Allie, did you want to say hi to the recording?
Hi.
Woman!
Hey, Allie.
Burn her!
Jesus fuck, Red. So like it's this very interesting place that I've found myself
all right,
in.
Anyway, I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Now's your chance to finally plug all the shit you want to plug and all that nonsense.
Yeah. This is a very interesting place that I found myself in. Like I'm torn in this wonderful little eclipse of, do I just focus solely on music? Do I focus solely on content? Because I do still want to do content, but at the same time, like I very much have found more solace in focusing on one thing, and that's why I stepped back from the original channel and let the guys kind of take the lead, and I focus on now like the Power Ranger stuff that we're doing and the lovely little progression series when we're able to record that. But at the same time, like it takes away from things that I find a lot more enjoyable as well. That's why I've only committed to this one, content piece on this channel, where I could, pop in and do like a Sakamoto Days review or my Mission Yozakura Family review if Brad would catch up with those series. But I don't want to, put effort and turn everything, like Red was saying, it's a very toxic mindset to turn everything that you enjoy into this overly commodified reality that we live in, where everything has to be a hustle and a side gig and a third job or a fourth job and doing all these crazy fucking things. And with as much time as I'm spending on the road, and thankfully I'm taking time off next year to not do that for my own health. Not doing that will give me more time to sit down and maybe do extra recordings here and there, or maybe just, do a little bit more on this side of things and not have to focus solely on the other like hobbies, and just sit down and record music that I enjoy and I'm not going to put out, or learn how to play guitar better, or learn how to, do harsh vocals without ripping my goddamn vocal cords. It's an interesting feeling, an introspective moment there with Vex. And, obviously, like, a couple of reviews ago, Red put, like, all the social media shit that you can follow me at, that where I'm not focusing so much on Twitter, or you can follow my alt Twitter, because I realize that Threads is never going to take off. So that's Vex Chaosbringer. You'll see me with my little, like, straight razor necklace as the profile picture. So come find me do dumb shit and announce the thing that I'm going to be announcing in a couple of days, where I can actually talk about it, because it's a very fun thing that I get to do this week, and I'm looking very much forward to being able to actually talk to you guys about it. On the other hand, with fucking Chainsaw Man taking 2 weeks off, do you want us to fucking stream some dog shit, armpit manga, Red? I know you love that fucking disgusting series that shouldn't be a kink. I am kink shaming anybody here on the channel that has a fucking armpit fetish. You are disgusting heathens, and you don't deserve it. Feet are the superior kink. I'm sorry, but it's true. Ann Arbor, I'm right. Feet are more attractive than sweaty, disgusting armpits. I'd rather suck on a toe any day. Especially if it's a goth mommy toe. That's better. Or a monster girl toe. That's even better. I know Andrew is based there in the monster girl fandom.
Timestamp to when Red comes back, when everyone.
I was like, since we have a week off, I can let you read your dog shit armpit manga. And I could just provide.
If you could just get out of your damn parents' house, I just don't want to be there, man.
You can fucking host that shit yourself, and I can come in the Discord and I can roast your shit.
We need to get okay. We are reaching out to Rios, because if I'm reading the armpit manga, he's got to be back in there. That man was good. He's our resident hentai guy. Well, and if we could get Fuya in as well.
And get Ann Arbor in there so I can just call him dumb in German.
Ann Arbor is not a hentai artist. I'm getting all my hentai artist friends. Ann Arbor, in order to get in this stream, you must draw me a picture of boobies. Get on that. Tweet it at us.
It's gonna be 2 circles with
I want a stick figure with big old boobies.
That's the equivalent of his art, and he's admitted it.
Good for you, Ann Arbor.
I love roasting you and your shitty takes on hentai, Red.
Oh, can you hit me up on what we were talking about when I was gone while I take a large swig of water?
I just talked about, like, the existential dread of existing and turning everything you enjoy into content, and what that led to, and the massive burnout that it does. So I can instill a little bit.
Do we agree to not do that?
Oh, I was talking about the burnout it does.
Yeah,
and
go ahead, sorry.
Since I'm like off all of next year from touring, aside from like local shit, like I said, maybe you and I could reach Sakamoto Days and do Fire Punch while I'm just.
Love to, man.
Instead of us saying we're going to do it and then never doing it.
Okay. So one, you can try to teach me how to host it from my end or whatever. But also, again, when you have your own place, or again, the main thing is I feel bad asking you to come here because you got to pay a whole ass Uber. But I suppose you go everywhere with Uber, right?
Yeah, like I pretty much take Uber or Lyft. I might as well have a platinum fucking status on that shit.
How much? So how much would an Uber be from your place to here?
I think it's like $25.
I'd be willing to slap you $10 to make that a little less shitty.
I mean, that's fine.
And then because I would love it if you'd come over here and we could just set up the couch and we could just, because I for a long time I've wanted to do the Chainsaw Man reviews with us just sitting on a couch, basically two fucking dudes sitting on a couch jerking each other off talking about Chainsaw Man.
I mean, if we want to do that, that could be our Saturdays from now on. For the most part.
Yeah, the only problem is Saturday. It's the worst day to do it because it's right before. Or it's not. Yeah, why do these goddamn chapters have to come out Tuesday?
I know, right? It's shitty. I would be working third shift again. That's my downside.
No, yeah, I ain't doing shit on Tuesday. Yeah, me too, man. I guess we could do.
If we could live stream our fucking content on Saturdays, right? It would be, and I'm saying once I get back to my day job, I would do this, because I don't want to spend what little money I still have left that I'm already going to be spending on travel while I'm out of state. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get back to my day job in a couple weeks, I would be willing to, like, after I get that first check back, spend Saturdays on your couch,
Hot.
live doing this,
Sexy.
and then fucking reading some fucking dog shit hentai on our Twitch. I don't mean like literal like numbers hentai. I mean like ecchi shit.
Yeah.
We want to like not TOS ourselves.
Is there a point in the future where you aren't going to be able to do Chainsaw Mans on Tuesdays? Like what's your schedule going to be? Do you know?
It would be somewhere between Sunday to Thursday, right? Like Friday morning I would get out.
So would you not be able to do them on Tuesday or Wednesday?
Oh, I could still do them on there, but I mean if you want to do them in person.
No, I think just for timing's sake we should do them Tuesday. But we can do like everything else. Like if we do start doing like streams and shit, we could like upload highlights and shit, like, and that could be like the couch videos. Although, do you have a good camera? Like I'm trying to think.
I can rip my Keo off of this PC and do it.
Yeah, well, I don't know. We'll fuck around. I mean, I'd like to get back into it. It'd be fun.
Yeah, but
anyway,
like
let me just.
we could do those.
Sorry, go ahead.
Do those highlight videos as like supplemental content on this channel.
That'd be fun.
Considering like getting Thurman in a call is like.
Oh yeah,
trying to get me to church.
Yeah. Do we still have? I mean, part of that's my fault, honestly. Like I could also be reaching out more. We got to be aggressive with him. But do we have the VOD of the original Armpit hentai reading?
I doubt it.
But you save everything.
But like I didn't locally record it, and Twitch deletes things after 14 days.
Wait, you didn't? So it's not really? That was so good. You don't have that?
I think there's some clips from it.
Oh, I want that so bad. Oh, that's so sad. That was so fucking funny, dude. Okay. Well, anyway, point being,
I can check my hard drive real quick.
I mean, only if you have it. No, don't check it afterwards. Let me just.
Okay.
Can I just look through the chapter and see if there's anything else I want to talk about here? So yeah, wholesome moment here with Denji and Nayuta. I really like it. It's genuinely. It reminds you that like even though she's Makima. Oh, I did want to bring this up too because she calls him, little Denji, and like I do wonder if that like in her head, she feels older than him, right? Because like it's interesting because she's reborn, she's a child now, but she still is like an ageless immortal devil, or like a devil since the concept of control has existed. So it's interesting that like even though she's a child and she's like this committed to him, and she's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking at? When like an egg hatches in front of someone, and it's like, oh, they've to you. What is that called? When like they think you're their mother.
Infantilizes you.
No, not at all. What I was thinking of. When it's like they're attached to you, but like there's a better word for it. Like if a bird hatches around you and it thinks you're its mother. There's no word for it. Yes, thank you. Well, like that's the vibe I get. Like Nayuta really, really likes Denji, and of course, there's also probably some element of because Makima was obsessed with Chainsaw Man, and like now Nayuta is kind of obsessed in the same way, but in a more healthy, wholesome way.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And it's nice, and I'm glad he has that because I do think that that's keeping him from putting a bullet in his head. Not that would end him or work in any way. But yeah, I guess so. I mean, what's the plan here? What's gonna happen tomorrow? I think we're finally getting to a point where it's all gonna. Because it's been a while. I feel since we've had like action, right? The last bit,
right.
The last big chunk of action was Falling Devil stuff. Because that's the rise and fall of this manga. You have the action, and then you have like a bunch of chapters of slice of life, and then back to action. So I feel like we're about to go back to action, and hopefully some fucking plot really kicks off here. I'm really excited to see where this goes because this is usually when Chainsaw Man starts to rock your socks off.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm thoughts, checking. Predictions, etc.
We're going to do something interesting here, right? And I don't think we're fucking brain. I don't think we're going to go down the traditional route of like brain is dead.
Can you, if you're multitasking, stop. I heard you say you were doing something. Don't do it.
Yeah. So
were you checking the hard drive? Because I told you to just check afterwards. I genuinely I hate it when people multitask. Just focus on what you're doing.
So I don't think we're going to down the traditional route of just leaping right into the actual action here. I think we're going to have one moment of this home life.
Oh, also your fucking your edibles kicking in too. I just realized it's been about an hour.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, fuck.
Hurry up, get the thought out before the.
So
edible.
I think we're gonna have
no, I'm kidding.
I think we're gonna have one more chapter of this home life, and then we're going to split to the reality of what Asa's been doing on the sidelines, right? Because we
Fucking
see that
other men. No, I'm just kidding. She would never.
We see that she's come to the forefront. We know that she's kind of taken the like leader position here temporarily in the Church of Chainsaw Man. But I think we're going to see like a little bit of her perspective before we go into this battle with the fiends here, where they're going full purge mode. So we might get like an intro bit next chapter from Denji and Yatsu's perspective as they go to fit about their daily life there on the day of, and then we'll kind of have like a flash to Asa's day of purge day perspective, where she's just going around trying to protect the town, since no one else is, realizing that she kind of doesn't give a shit about the church, like you were saying. They're like,
yeah,
whatever you want to call it.
I went back to the last chapter. We really saw her like when she was having the conversation with them and like their plan. I just want to like kind of remember what exactly the plan here is, because Fami shows up. Fami says, Asa wants to help, Yor wants to kill. How do you do both? She says Chainsaw Man's given up on fighting devils to lead an ordinary life. The problem is that Chainsaw Man's own heart prevents him from being ordinary, even weak. I just want to see. So basically, she says the whole like, oh, it's tragic because he wants to have an ordinary life, but he can't. Many of the Chainsaw Man Church's followers were saved by Chainsaw Man. We want to save him this time. We're hunting down all the devils so he won't have to fight. So I guess in a way that like it's interesting how like because they say they're hunting down the devils so that he won't have to fight. But now that he's not fighting, they're like, yeah, fuck that guy. Maybe he was a fraud the whole time. Fraud.
Yeah, it's a weird spot, right? Because they deified him themselves.
And then it also mentions if everyone forgets about Chainsaw Man, he'll grow weak as a devil. I wonder if that's going to come into play, because it's like we saw specifically in this chapter with the curry buns being half off, that people like his popularity is going down. So I wonder if next time he fights, he's going to feel like significantly weaker.
Oh yeah, and I figure that's going to be the case, right? And we realize that for Fami's plan to work, we need Chainsaw Man. So we kind of just need him to be at full power. So it's weird why she would be, potentially being involved in this church, weakening him.
That's a good point. It could potentially be something where like we're going to weaken him now to take control of him, and then we'll re-strengthen him.
That's fair, because weak equals easy to manipulate. You take away all the love that's there for Chainsaw Man and respect for Chainsaw Man. There's not going to be any resistance from Denji.
Even though it used to be like fear, but I don't know. I guess it could be like you could do some kind of spin, because like with God, actually it makes sense, right? Because like with God, right? Like God, like Christian God religion, it's like you love him, but to love him is to fear him, because blah, blah, blah. So like, it could be something like that. But I will say too, going back and rereading, highly recommend. It's very important. It really helps you recontextualize like the new stuff we've learned, and it's all kind of coming into place here because Fami is a big part of this church thing, and what Fami is saying in this chapter, I went back to, this is chapter 135. She's talking about how, hey, you got Black Chainsaw Man, you got Red Chainsaw Man. Black Chainsaw Man is not Denji, right? Well, she doesn't say Denji, obviously, but it's not the same thing. So this is when she says to Asa, we can separate them so that Yoru can get what she wants and Asa can get what she wants. Cut to last chapter, Flamethrower guy is like, Ayo, we want that start. He specifically says the starter, right? So it's the starter that turns you into Chainsaw Man. So to me, it's starting to kind of fall into place that like they're gonna offer Denji like this ultimatum, like, hey, you really want a normal life? Well, why don't we just take that from you? You know what I mean? Then you could live your normal life, And like I think Asa's on that too, because Asa has this belief that like, oh, he just wants a normal life, and I think everyone thinks that, and then Denji's gonna realize, oh no, I don't actually.
Right, because he's seeing like the complacency that comes with normality, right? You're getting into this really deep meaning here potentially, with Fujimoto. Who knows?
Because remember, Asa joined the church. It wasn't to become this badass devil hunter. It was to save Chainsaw Man. That was the initial point. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, and with that, potential reality setting in for Denji, I don't know if he really would want to give up this life, even if it did cost him Niata, because he realizes that everyone in his life eventually dies anyway. So what really matters,
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm curious.
It is curious though, because he seems to be really attached to the one thing that hasn't really died or gotten taken from him, right? But at the same time, he realizes that everything he loves eventually gets taken from him too.
Yeah, I mean, this is a story I've seen in a couple series, right? But taken to the extreme. It's this idea, he, like we've discussed before, he came from nothing, like actually nothing. And when you come from nothing, it's easy to think that, like, oh, the reason I'm not happy is because I have nothing. And then once he got stuff, it was like, damn, that didn't make me happy either. I mean, it's classic. Story as old as time, right? I mean, like, the richest of the richest motherfuckers are, like, blasting into space because they're looking for purpose. It doesn't matter. It's not about how much shit you have. And, like, that's something that he has to realize, and, like, now that he has, the life and, like, loved ones, and it's like, now it's not enough because you don't have purpose. That's the big thing. He doesn't have purpose. Chainsaw Man, being Chainsaw Man gave him purpose, made him feel special. That was that like goal, working towards the goal that I told you about, right? He gets to go out there and fight. He has we've discussed this too. Have I ever brought up the idea of a third place to you? Like like in order to live a happy, fulfilling life, you have to have a third place that you go to regularly that isn't home and isn't work. Right? Yeah. And, like, for him, that was fighting devils as Chainsaw Man. Yep. But now that that's not a thing, he's just school, sleep, school, sleep, school, sleep. He's got no purpose outside of the monotony. And, like,
you see, he did have that when he could go and visit Power or visit Aki or visit, you go out with the rest of the public safety division. But
and with Makima, he had a goal, right? There was this goal. He was chasing the goal. Good.
And like, now that the entirety of the public safety division that he knew is gone, brutally massacred because, everything that went down around him. I can speak words still. Other than Kobani, which we still haven't really seen her.
Kobani fucking dipped, bro. I'm starting to think Kobani made the correct decision and fucking got us. Because didn't she say something about wanting to be as far away from her? Because her family was like abusive, right, and like really manipulative. And I think she literally was like, "Oh, cool, my family will think I'm dead. I'm dipping." She probably left the country, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, or Kishibe just did a favor for her for helping, near the end of the series, and just
probably
fucking gave her a new life in another country. Who knows?
Here's a couple $100,000 U.S. cash. Move to America, buy a house.
Yeah. Just I know some people over there. They're great people. They'll take care of you. You won't have to worry about your family. They'll just think you're dead. Here's a fucking fake passport, $100,000.
It's good to imagine Kobani getting off good like that. I'm
right. We know goddamn good and well she ain't gonna get off easy. Yeah.
If she knew me, I'd get her off easy.
Hey, I mean, she is a certified MILF by this time. If we were going off real years here, she'd be in her 40s.
Wait, what? Oh, in our time, yeah.
Are you down with the MILF, Fred?
I mean, it's all down to appearance, right? I'd have to see how she's, because like if some old women got it, some old women don't got it. But Asians particularly don't age until like that joke about how they age all at once.
Yeah.
In her 40s, she should still be looking pretty banging.
Yeah, like I'd hit it for another 10, 20 years.
Oh my god. Amazing.
I just got myself canceled. I think that's a great.
This is a feminist channel, by the way. Oh, peace. Fuck.
Peace.
Right as did you hear me say feminist channel?
Yeah.
Right as I lean forward,
and then the piece, and then your mic just went to hell.
Shit dicking fucking microphone. God. Peace.